Kia ora Rotorua, ahead in tonight's news bulletin. Rotorua Dog Control Supervisor calls for the ban of menacing dog breeds. Waiariki MP Te Roro Flavell says support from the people of Ngāpuna is needed for Eastern Arterial. And More FM collecting beanies for Christchurch. Those stories and more in detail tonight on City News. A recent spate of vicious dog attacks has Rotorua Dog Control Supervisor Kevin Coots calling for dangerous and menacing dog breeds to be banned. Last month, a 2-year-old Rotorua girl suffered facial injuries following a dog attack in Kawerau, and an Eastern Bay of Plenty woman had part of her scalp torn off in a vicious attack by an American pit bull. Kevin Coots says he may upset a few people with his view, but menacing dogs and their irresponsible owners are a big problem.
The problem is irresponsible owners having dogs that we class as menacing or dogs that they shouldn't have. These dogs are the ones that attack other dogs and bite people, and I'm talking American Pit Bull Terrier types and their crosses. What I'd like to see done? I'd like to see the things eradicated. And I'm going to upset a lot of people in saying that, but there are just too many wrong people owning them and they are biting too many people.
Rotorua Dog Control Supervisor Kevin Coots says he will continue calling for a ban until some action is taken. The future of Kawerau's college remains uncertain. However, the intermediate has been given a reprieve and won't now have to close its doors at the end of the year. But closure for the Year 7 and 8 school in their current form is still a possibility. Alongside with the closure of Kawerau College, Rotorua Labour MP Steve Chadwick calls the reprieve a sidestep by Education Minister Anne Tolley to stop further controversy ahead of the election. Steve Chadwick says following a protest to Parliament and significant disquiet from the Kawerau community around the minister's botched processes, National has stalled the verdict for senior schools until after the election. On Monday, the Minister announced that Kawerau North, Kawerau Central and Putauaki primary schools will merge on the Putauaki school site to become a Year 1 to 8 primary school. But decisions around Kawerau Intermediate and Kawerau College have been further postponed for consultation. Mrs Chadwick says the stalled reorganisation of the intermediate and college has been touted as an attempt to find solutions which also address related issues of violence and bullying afflicted schools. However, she says shuffling schools will not overcome the underlying issues Kawerau teens face, which are a lethal mix of poverty, loss of opportunity and lack of support, which are driving violence and bullying that National is choosing to ignore. Steve Chadwick says local MP Todd McClay has spoken in support of the Minister's announcement, but she says he would do that. Ms Chadwick says the whole process has been a shambles. Māori Party MP for Waiariki Te Roro Flavell says it would be folly to go ahead with building a highway through a popular Māori settlement in Rotorua without the support of those who live there. And he is urging the New Zealand Transport Agency to dismiss calls for it to go full steam ahead with the highway. Last week, the Rotorua District Council's Infrastructure Service Committee announced its decision to select the New Zealand Transport Agency's option 3 as its preference for a new Eastern Arterial. However, this option would put the road through Ngāpuna, which is home to a number of Ngāti Henemihi and Hurunga-te-Rangi families, kohanga and sites of cultural significance, including two marae and geothermal bathing spots. Mr Flavell says the New Zealand Transport Agency must not run roughshod over this community and must do more than just consult. He says some of his constituents who live in the area and who would have to move to make way for the proposed highway have expressed their concerns. Mr Flavell says the authorities and community need to take a conciliatory approach and work with the people, not against the people. And starting this week and running until the end of September, More FM are collecting woolen beanies this winter to give to every newborn baby in Canterbury. The station is asking for help from knitters to get out their knitting needles and start knitting newborn baby woolen beanies. Spare beanies are also being collected and can be dropped off into More FM. They are also accepting donations of wool. The aim is for every baby in Christchurch to have a beanie when they leave hospital, and lots of families are living in damaged homes this winter, and it's really not ideal for parents of newborn babies to have additional stresses of compromised living standards. The beanies have to be 100% wool, and any donations will be greatly appreciated and can be dropped off to 1294 Ranulph Street. In sport tonight, Rotorua rower Claudia Hyde has won 2 golds at this year's International Youth Cup Regatta. The Under-21 Grade Youth Cup is an annual fixture and New Zealand regularly competes each event. This year, the New Zealand team won the Youth Cup by a 20-point margin, finishing with 123 points ahead of New South Wales with 103 points and Victoria with 81 points in Sydney at the weekend. Claudia Hyde won 3 medals for New Zealand, a gold in the women's coxless quad and the women's coxed 8. She also won bronze in the women's single sculls. New Zealand gained a total of 16 gold, 1 silver and 2 bronze medals from 20 races. To weather now, tonight, showers, strong gusty northwesterlies, overnight a low of 10. Tomorrow Thursday, showers, some heavy and squally, strong westerlies, a high of 13 and a low of 5. Outlook for Friday, showery at times, westerlies turning southerly, a high of 10 and a low of 2. Marine forecast for Lake Rotorua tomorrow, Thursday, westerly 20 knots, gusting 30 knots, easing to 15 knots in the evening, half a metre waves easing in the evening. Poor visibility and morning rain turning to showers and fair visibility, but some heavy and possibly thundery with poor visibility. If you've missed any of tonight's bulletin, you can watch it again by going to tvrotorua.co.nz and click on the View Latest City News link. Or to view what's on in our city, click on the Upcoming Events link. Still to come in tonight's program, Israel Hawkins tells us about the Māori Business Network, and we feature the Matariki events at the Rotorua Arts Village Experience, or RAISE.